The night did not begin quietly. It began with fear. A young girl ran through the dark, her breath fast, her feet slipping on the wet ground. "Please, don't let them take me," she cried, her voice breaking. Behind her, shadows moved, slow, silent, watching. The river lay ahead, calm and waiting. She turned, hoping someone would save her. No one did. The shadow stepped closer. Hands grabbed her. She screamed once more before the sound was cut short by the water. A loud splash echoed. Then nothing. The river returned to stillness, as if it had swallowed more than just a body. When Kira arrived the next day, the village felt wrong. Not loud, not busy, just quiet in a way that made her uneasy. People walked past her without greeting. Some stared, then quickly looked away. It was like they all shared a secret they didn't want her to know. She adjusted the strap of her bag and stepped forward. "Excuse me," she said to a woman carrying a basket. "Have you seen my sister? Her name is Lina." The woman paused for a second, then forced a small smile. "No, I haven't," she said quickly before hurrying off. Kira frowned. That wasn't normal. She moved deeper into the village, asking again and again. The same answer, the same fear in their eyes. Finally, she reached a small open space where an old woman sat on a wooden stool. The woman watched her closely. "You are not from here," she said. Kira nodded. "I'm looking for my sister. She came here 2 weeks ago." The old woman's expression changed slightly, like she knew the name. "Lina," Kira added softly. The woman looked toward the river in the distance and sighed. "This village has things it hides," she said, "and the river keeps those things quiet." Kira stepped closer. "What does that mean?" The old woman met her eyes. "It means you should leave before night falls." Kira shook her head. "Not without my sister." The woman's voice dropped. "Then be careful. The river does not forget, and it does not forgive." Kira turned toward the river. It looked normal, too normal, but something about it made her chest feel tight, like it was watching her. As the sun began to set, the village changed. Doors shut quickly, windows closed. No one stayed outside. The silence grew heavier, thicker. Kira stood alone in the empty path, her heart beating faster. "What are they hiding?" she whispered to herself. Her eyes slowly turned toward the river. She remembered the warning, but she couldn't ignore the feeling pulling her there. Step by step, she walked closer. The air grew colder. The sound of water filled her ears, even though the river barely moved. "Lina," she called softly. No answer, just the quiet flow. She stepped closer to the edge. "Lina, if you are here, please say something." Then the water moved. Not like a normal river. It shifted like something inside it was waking up. Kira froze. A soft whisper floated across the surface. "Kira." Her breath caught. "Lina," she whispered. The water rippled again. "Kira." This time it sounded clearer. It sounded like her sister. Tears filled her eyes. "Where are you?" she cried. "I'm here. Please come out." Suddenly, the wind rose. The river became rough, waves hitting the edges. Kira stepped back in fear. "What is this?" she whispered. "You shouldn't be here." She turned quickly. The villagers stood behind her, their faces pale. Elder Bako stepped forward slowly. His voice was heavy. "You need to leave." Kira shook her head. "Not until you tell me the truth. Where is my sister?" Silence. No one spoke. "Tell me," she shouted. The river roared louder, as if reacting to her voice. Elder Bako closed his eyes briefly. When he opened them, there was no hiding left. "This village is cursed," he said. Kira stared at him. "Cursed?" He nodded slowly. "Long ago, something came upon us. Women began to die, one after another. We tried everything. Nothing worked." Kira's hands trembled. "So what did you do?" His voice dropped. "We found a way to stop it for a time. The river takes one and the deaths stop." Kira shook her head in disbelief. "No, you are lying." A woman behind him began to cry. "We had no choice," she said. "We didn't want to do it." Kira's voice rose, filled with anger. "So you just pick someone and kill them?" Elder Bako looked down. It's not like that. Then what is it like? She demanded. He hesitated, then spoke. Your sister, she saw us on the night of the sacrifice. She wasn't meant to, but once she knew, he couldn't finish. Kira's world shattered. No, she whispered. No, you didn't. Tears fell down her face. She trusted you. The villagers avoided her gaze, their silence louder than any answer. Kira stepped back, shaking. You gave her to the river, she said. You let her die. The river began to surge violently. The ground trembled slightly. The villagers panicked. It's happening again, someone shouted. The river is angry. The water rose higher, spilling over its edges. The calm river was gone. It moved like something alive, something breathing. Kira stood at the edge, her tears falling freely. You took her from me, she whispered. For your fear, for your survival. She clenched her fist. Give her back. The river answered. A shape formed beneath the surface. Slowly, something rose. A hand broke through the water. Pale, weak, reaching. Kira gasped. Lina! She rushed forward, grabbing the hand. It was ice cold. She pulled gently. A face appeared, her sister's face, but not fully right. It flickered, like it didn't belong to this world anymore. Lina's eyes opened slightly. Kira, she whispered. I'm here, cried Kira. I'm here. I won't leave you. But then, Lina's grip tightened suddenly, too strong. Her expression changed into something strange, something wrong. It doesn't end, she said slowly, her voice no longer soft. It only waits. The river exploded into motion. Water surged forward, wrapping around Kira's legs. She screamed, trying to pull away, but the force was too strong. Help her, someone shouted, but no one moved. Fear held them frozen, the same fear that had taken Lina. Kira, Mama Tenny cried out, reaching forward, but stopping halfway. The water pulled harder. Kira struggled, her hands reaching out. Please, don't let it take me too. But the villagers stood still, their guilt stronger than their courage. The river dragged her deeper. Her scream echoed once, then disappeared beneath the water. Silence returned. Slowly, the river calmed. The waves softened. The surface became smooth again, like nothing had happened. The villagers stood frozen, staring at the water. Elder Bako stepped forward, his voice shaking. The curse, he whispered, it continues. From the river, a soft whisper rose again. Not one voice, but two. Kira, stay. The water rippled gently, almost like it was breathing, waiting for the next girl.